Alright, guys. It is Wednesday, December 9th, 2020, at 5:27 p.m. Alright, let's take a look at these headlines. We have the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, California Institute of Technology, from NASA, the Asteroid Watch, the next 5 Earth approaches within 4.6 million miles. We have the first asteroid on December 9th, 2020, and the name of the asteroid is 2020 XD. It is 84 feet in size, about the size of a jet, and it will be 2,980,000 miles away from Earth. Then December 10th, we have 2020 XQ2, which is 310 feet in size, which is about the size of a building. It is 3,350 miles away from Earth as it passes by. Then December 10th, we have 2020 WZ5, which is 61 feet in size, which is around the size of a house, and it will be passing 1,570,000 miles from Earth. Then December 11th, we have 2020 XQ1, which is around 83 feet in size, the size of a jet, and it will be passing 2,010,000 miles from Earth. Then December 11th, we have 2020 VC7, which is 180 feet in size, about the size of a jet, and it will be 3,490,000 miles from Earth. Alright, so the closest approaching one will be December 10th, 2020 WZ5. Alright, so it is not that close. It is 1,570,000 miles from Earth, but out of the top 5 here in the next 5 days, this is the closest one. Alright, guys, let's take a look at the next story. Shelter in place lifted for 2-mile radius after explosion rocks Kanawha chemical facility. This happened December 8th, 2020. Says the shelter-in-place Kanawha County officials ordered after a Tuesday night explosion and chemical incident in Bell was lifted around 2:30 a.m. on Wednesday. A fire was extinguished about 2 hours after the blast was first reported, with local emergency responders reporting that the scene has been stabilized. 4 injuries were reported, and area schools were closing Wednesday as a precaution. As the fire lit up the night sky, the Kanawha County Sheriff's Department and state police were controlling traffic at the roads around the plant. US 60 was shut down from Campbell's Creek to Chelian Bridge. The explosion happened around 10 p.m. at an area along the Kanawha River around 10 miles east of Charleston. All we can tell you is, if you live in the area, shelter in place. Kanawha County Commissioner Kent Carter told Metro News a few minutes after the explosion was first reported. Carter said the explosion and fire likely involved chlorinated dry bleach and methanol and started with a barge possibly offloading. The fire was significant, Carter said. The explosion was massive. It shook people's houses on both sides of the river. He added it shook homes and businesses clear over on Merrimack side of the river. The Bell Chemical Company that oversees the chemical operations of the site said at 1:30 a.m. news release the explosion occurred at the site but was not related to chemical company operations. All Bell Chemical Company employees have been accounted for and safely evacuated from the premises. All Bell Chemical County units have been shut down. We are actively monitoring the situation, the release said. Our focus at this time is the safety of our employees and others who are employed at the site, the community members, and our first responders. 4 people have confirmed injuries from the incident, Carper said about midnight. One was a driver who was injured by debris from the explosion that struck their vehicle. And then they have here Chris Kessel on Twitter saying, "Hey, Kanawha County, the explosion at the Kimmer's plant, shelter in place within 2 miles of Bell. Please be careful, everyone." And then they have images of the explosions, which are giant fireballs. Let's take a look at these. And these images are by Chris Kessel on Twitter. Let's take a look at these images. Alright. Not much of a zoom there. Let's take a look at the next one. Fire in the distance across the river. More fire and explosion. And a plume of smoke in the distance. Alright, guys. That's it for that story. Let's go to the next one. Melinda Coleman, mother of Daisy Coleman, dies by suicide 4 months after daughter. Daisy Coleman, a sexual assault survivor who was the subject of Netflix 2016 documentary Audrey and Daisy, also died by suicide in August. Melinda Coleman, mother of assault survivor Daisy Coleman, has died by suicide 4 months after her daughter's death. Melinda Coleman worked as a sexual assault victim advocate after her own daughter's assault, which was examined in the 2016 Netflix documentary Audrey and Daisy. So sad to hear about this news. I'll leave the link of the article if you guys want to go more in depth into it. Alright, and finally, water for sale. Wall Street has begun trading water as a commodity, like gold or oil. It says here, that's terrifying news. Water begins trading on Wall Street in the futures market for fear of shortages. It says the market allows farmers, hedge funds, and municipalities to hedge bets on the future of the price of water and water availability in the American West. The new trading scheme was announced in September, promoted by the region's worsening heat, drought, and wildfires. Water trading pros and cons. Proponents argue that the new market will clear up some of the uncertainty around water prices for farmers and municipalities, helping them budget for the resource. But some experts say treating water as a tradable commodity puts a basic human right into the hands of financial institutions and investors. It says the country's first water launched in Chicago Mercantile Exchange this week, within $1.1 billion in contracts tied to water prices in California. Big yikes right there. I don't know. I'm not a financial person, so I can't tell you exactly the dangers of it. But just from the sound of it, it doesn't sound good to put water into the hands of Wall Street. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Hit like and subscribe for more news, and see you guys next time. God bless.